time, talk about your contract. We'll just kind of keep everything verbal, take notes, and we've got a couple notes from our closed session the other night on direction from the board. And well, I guess we'll kind of go from there. If you wanted to start with maybe what you're looking for, and we'll kind of talk about it and just wrap it up and see where we go.
All right, well, I had sent the board chair a proposal before your closed session, so you should be aware of what that is. And I guess that holds true today. I haven't changed anything on that. And, yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
So basically, I got written down your salary requirements, cell phone stipend. We did compare that with principals, and that's in line with that. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
One of the things I wanted to ask about looking at your current contract and kind of the notes I've taken on it when we were talking the other day, but how does your licensing work? Like, there's a clause in here that says that, you know, you will be, superintendent shall furnish the life of the contract, your superintendent license. I mean, how would that work for your principal's license? Is it the same thing? Is it a fee? Is there continuing education that goes along with that, or?
Every 5 years, I need to prove that I have 125 hours of continuing education to renew it. So, and that's on me.
So if the district asked you to maintain that license, there would be some sort of indirect burden to you for that? Is what you're...
No, I have a teaching license, a principal's license, and a superintendent license. It all gets renewed at the same time. There's different requirements for the teaching license, but the administrative part is the same.
I guess my point is I'm asking if we could amend that, and if you'd be, what your thoughts on it, if we could add, you know, that you would keep your principal's license too as a matter of contract, just because of what the situation you're in now too, right? I mean, if
You can, but it's one and the same with my superintendent license.
so you would do it regardless of what you're saying.
When I renew my administrative license, it's
And then thoughts, we would, could we mutually remove your leave of absence as principal?
yes. Oh, no. I thought you were talking about the one down below.
The leave of absence as principal.
Oh, no, that I'm not on.
My thought was that possibly remove the leave of absence as principal, but make a note on the principal's contract that you would, that you acquired or accrued years of, a year towards seniority because you actually did perform a year in that position. And my point is, my thought was too that you've already been 3 years and, you know, basically it would be 3 years of a leave of absence there. I mean, if we could just let that go so there wouldn't be a hold up there, I guess, to move forward for the next 3 years. But in the event our district did change and for future, I mean, you would still have a place on the seniority list as a year required?
As soon as I leave that position, I'm off that list. And I'm not willing to do that.
And we couldn't put a
I'm
year.
not willing to do that under any circumstance.
So can I ask how long would we have a leave of absence from your principal position indefinitely?
And in my current status where I am now, I mean, it's irrelevant because I'm in the principal's union as well. But if that were to ever change, I guess that would be my concern.
Or even as being stipend principal, you're still...
I'm still in.
And then, there was some, notes about, you wanting part of your contract, stipend of being a principal. We have a board action in that effect. Do we need to incorporate that into your contract?
You don't need to, I just did a
Or-
suggestion.
I mean, my thought is, at the very least, if you want something in writing there outside of the board action, that we could do a memorandum of understanding for that, as an amendment to your
Yeah,
contract.
it's not a sticker from, I just threw it in.
I guess on that, I feel where you stand on some things. Mona, did you have anything?
Nope, that's in line with what the board conversation was, so that's all I would have.
So I guess at this stage, that leave of absence, I'll just be honest, is a conversation we'll have to talk about that. I guess that
I wouldn't even consider it for 20 seconds.
for continuing the leave of absence as a principal. Well, like I said, we'll have to definitely talk about that because that's a thing. Unless you had something else to add, Mona?
No, like I said, we're right in line with where the board had asked us to.
And that one,
That's all
we'll
it
have
was,
to
it
talk
was a
about.
fact-finding mission to make sure that we were in clear understanding of your request.
I mean, I understand, Tom, you weren't in a closed session and you didn't participate, but do you have anything? I guess if it's relevant or not.
We're just basically talking about the contract rate also, strictly on the contract basis, not anything else. I mean,
That's what this is all about?
yeah, that's what this meeting is all about as well.
Just basically negotiation in terms of the contract, that's the scope of this meeting.
Gonna go into any pay raises or anything on that, or
We discussed that in closed session.
that was like the last full session?
Yep, the other night.
You come up with a percentage figure because
Yeah, we had that conversation.
I had that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's.
I mean, it's a closed session, they're closed for a reason. We did have that conversation, we talked, as I said, we took some notes and we got some direction and that's why we're here.
Well, being that I wasn't at that session, could you come up with this update me on what transpired there? You got any notes on that, Mona, or?
It's a closed session, Tom, it's closed, it's not a public conversation. I don't know, I mean,
I'll say it.
Well, I mean, to be honest, we will have to ask council, we'll have to get an opinion from council how to address that. We're a closed session. I mean, we can't talk about, I mean, it's not right to talk about it open here, so. And from what I've been told is a closed session is closed session and then it's not supposed to be spoke outside of closed session, so I don't know if even the ones that were there are supposed to engage in that conversation because it's a closed session. So we would have to get some direction there.
And then the only other direction I would have to listen to the tapes.
Once the negotiation is over, they're closed and they're confidential. Those tapes, from my understanding, we'll have to get direction there too. From what I understand, those tapes cannot be listened to until the negotiations are over. But like I said, we can get that direction from council, I don't know. I mean, that's
I'll
just.
be on the committee, on a negotiating committee, I'm sorry I missed that meeting, but,
I mean, it was.
circumstances,
No, it was a point of record of who was in closed session and who attended and.
Well, if you want to check out legally, then that's fine.
Yeah, we
Get a legal opinion on it, then that's fine.
That's, we gotta do with everything the right way.
No, we want it all about board, that's for sure.
And I don't wanna violate what closed session means and not being a statute or administrative authority. I think we could get direction at a future date on how to handle that. So did you have anything to add, Jeff, or did you want to?
Nothing to add.
Okay, at this date, I guess, did you?
I think we're good.
Tom? I guess, well, thanks, Jeff, we'll get some direction and go from there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, well,
Could I get a copy of his proposal? That's part of the negotiation.
What's that?
Could I get a copy of his
You'll
proposal?
have to request that from the superintendent or board chair.
All right.
I have, mine are from our closed session notes. That's all I have. Nothing was distributed today, to my knowledge.
No, and I didn't get copies.
No, all right. Okay,